Alright, what we trying to talk about? You might see me in my same fit, but I'm recording the same day, so don't be trying to drag me. Today, we are talking about the day in the life of an entrepreneur, a full-time entrepreneur, week 2. To my channel, guys, I'm Ashley Goode. For those of you who are new, thank you for tuning in. I'm a purpose coach and brand strategist, and I help women package their purpose into a marketable brand on social media, if I cannot be tongue-tied. And I am taking you guys through my journey of being an entrepreneur on a weekly basis, because I recently quit my job and I'm doing this thing full time, and I want to give you guys advice, share with you what I've learned so you can kind of apply it to your own life. Let me look, y'all. I'm trying to get my topics on what I've learned week 2. So this is actually this past week. Week 2 for me was really learning more about how to run my business. There are a couple things that I do struggle with, which is communication. Communication is a big piece that I've been learning about for me personally. When there are things that I need to, if someone were to hurt me or someone were to offend me or something isn't going the way that I like or making me uncomfortable, it's very hard for me to verbalize that because I don't like confrontation and I'm a people pleaser. I'm working on that, of not wanting to make someone else feel sad about it or not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings, and that's something that I'm starting to learn. So the first thing I learned week 2 definitely was to advocate for myself, because one thing about entrepreneurship is that you ride for yourself. You are control of your day, your business, how things go. Not necessarily how things go, but you know, the relationships that you build with people, whether it's partnerships or, you know, relationships with clients. Specifically me, I'm working with a new client, and there were a couple of things that I needed to communicate because I felt like communication lines were blurred with a lot of things. Specifically outside of branding, I also do content writing. Specifically, that means if you are needing a blogger or someone to write your captions, or just some type of marketable writing for your brand, that's also something that I provide. So shameless plug, if you need a content writer, a copywriter, I got you. But I've been working with a client, and specifically there was some issues with communication, and I'm the type of person that if there's issues, I just make it work, sweep it under the rug, don't want to talk about it. But I was talking to my wife about it, and she really encouraged me to speak up, because I know that's something that I need to do, but because I'm so scared to disappoint the other person, although it's not something that's going to actually happen, you know, fear is a bitch. It's going to tell you tell you things to keep you complacent and uncomfortable. So I had to push myself to be uncomfortable, to advocate for myself. No matter what's going on, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, if it's not something that you want to do, if it's something that is going to conflict you moving forward with the business relationship, no matter what circumstance it is, always advocate for yourself. There's not going to be a manager that you can call to say, hey, such and such did this, can you please talk to them, or can you please schedule a meeting, can you please mediate this conversation? No, it's just going to be you speaking on your behalf. So you have to speak up and advocate for yourself. I can't say that enough. Even outside of full-time entrepreneurship, in any circumstance, life, business, relationships, whatever circumstance, you have to advocate for yourself. And me currently being in therapy and working on myself and healing, that has definitely been a challenge, and it's something that I'm learning across the board. Like, advocate for yourself, period. So for me, I've been uncomfortable, but I've stepped into the challenge to communicate for myself. It could be something so small and petty, which is funny to me because I'm just like, girl, why you just can't say that? But coming from my experience in life, it's just something that is just like, but what if this happens? And I'm learning that I have to think about the positive outcome. If I say this, if I have this conversation, I will no longer feel uncomfortable. The situation can be addressed and speak with other person. Maybe they don't feel as negatively, or their feelings won't get hurt as much as I think. So if you are in your current circumstance, whether it's business, whatever, feel like there's something making you uncomfortable, speak up. As I talk to you, I'm talking to myself, but speak up. say how you feel, and allow yourself to work with that other person or those other people so you can adjust and kind of figure it out so you can move on, because more than likely it's going to have a beautiful outcome. If not, then just you can X out the circumstance. But for me, it worked well. Lines of communication were open, and now I'm able to speak up more because I continue to speak up. So that way, moving forward, it's a relationship where we can communicate no matter what, if there's bumps along the way or challenges. Let me see what else I learned, y'all. I kind of wrote down some talking points. The next one for me is charging your worth. I learned this even before I went full-time, when I started getting like inquiries about my business. But now that I have actual clients and people are starting to come to me, I'm learning to charge my worth, because sometimes I may think that, you know, my services aren't worth a certain amount of money, or because I see someone else charge so little that I need to do the same. But I'm learning to know my value and charge my worth, because I know the results that I can bring to someone. I know the lifestyle that I want to create. I know how much my bills are, and I know the amount of money I want to make. So I have to value my talent and skill in myself to charge my worth. Sometimes I may think if I'm on a call with someone that maybe they can't pay a certain amount, so I'll even in my mind mentally try to dumb down the price. But I have to remember, no, this is how much it is, and I don't even know. I'm just, fear will tell you shit that doesn't even exist or will never happen. So I have to tell myself, no, we're not negotiating prices. The price is what it is. And it's not saying that's the actual outcome, but fear tells me a bunch of stuff that caused me to feel like I shouldn't charge my worth. And so I've been confident enough to say my prices without choking, without stuttering, without speaking low, but actually saying it with confidence. And yes, there has been times where people, maybe I didn't hear from them again, they ghosted me. Could be for numerous reasons, maybe not even price, but I have to learn not to take it personal. At the end of the day, it's business. If someone is willing to invest in my services, invest in my business, then I know that's my ideal customer. That's the specific client for me. So as I continue to charge my worth, speak confidently about my services and what I have to offer, the right people will come to me. So always remember, in business, know your worth, speak confidently about your prices, never negotiate, tell them it is what it is. Don't be rude, but you get what I'm saying. And the people that can afford you will come to you, and those are the people that you're meant to serve. Lastly, the last thing I learned was, actually I think I covered everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to share with you guys, but mainly I'm super excited to continue moving forward in this journey. There's so many things I look forward to, especially my number one goal is financial freedom, which I am achieving, and I'm so happy, but also time, so I'm able to travel. I want to be able to travel with my wife and just really enjoy life and have these luxury, black girl luxury experiences while I travel and work from anywhere. It's funny how God throws things at you, because as soon as I quit my job, I started getting all these travel opportunities, and I'm like, but God, how am I going to afford them? And he just started dropping clients in my lap, and I'm just like, it's so funny how I don't believe in myself, but God does. Actually, I went home to see my family, and I was on a trip and I was working from anywhere, and that made me really get excited about the challenge of what I talked about in my last video, time management. I was getting up early to do my business. I gave myself a time slot, I completed it, and I was able to enjoy the rest of it with my family. So to me, I was able to prove to myself, I'm about this lifestyle. I'm able to travel, make money from anywhere, doing what I love, working from anywhere. So I'm excited about the journey. I hope this video blesses you guys. If you're on the fence about quitting your job, if you're not sure, do it. Just do it. What are you waiting on? Like I said, fear will tell you stuff that isn't true, that doesn't exist, to convince you not to do it. But I want you guys to believe in yourselves, so that way you can live the life that you want to live, because you deserve it. And let no one else, not even yourself, tell you that you don't. So yes, thank you guys so much for listening to week 2. I'll be back with maybe week 3 and 4. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, whether it's gonna be like 2 weeks or a 1 week update. But of course, as always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.